Take you now to perhaps the single most important thing, health. How you can affect your health in 2025, what it's going to be driven by. We're largely learning and it's going to be driven by wearable tech.
Yeah.
Tech that you can wear that can track your data, your statistics, preventative care and a focus on mental well-being. It's all about taking charge of our health through tech and better lifestyle choices.
So to talk to us a little bit about that, we've got Dr. Vanita Arora. She is clinical lead and cardiac electrophysiology. These are new things that are coming up, so we're also learning about it at Apollo Hospital. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Arora. Now, when it comes to health, there's so much to be really spoken about. But one thing that I hear doctors say more and more now, in the time and age that we live in, if you're not detecting your diseases early on, it's on you, because the tech is there, the advancements are there, the diagnostics is there. So in 2025, can you give me the top 3 sort of ways in which medicine and diagnosis is going to change?
Well, medicine and diagnosis has already changed because of COVID. Post-COVID, our thought process about any symptom, any disease, especially related to the heart, has changed grossly. When we were dealing with COVID, we were dealing according to what we were learning, that the respiratory system gets involved very frequently, and we were looking at CT score, getting those things done. But after COVID, post-COVID, we have seen more and more patients having heart problems, which may be in form of heart attacks, which may be in form of clot formation. But what we have missed is that patients have heartbeat problems also. Many of the patients are coming back to us and saying that they are having palpitations. They cannot walk without getting out of breath because their heart starts to beat very fast. And these kind of arrhythmia problems, when we are having a variation in the heartbeat, it is called arrhythmia. Arrhythmia problems have gone unnoticed during COVID. Probably it was post-COVID that we realized that heart has got affected by something known as myocarditis, and which means the inflammation of the muscle of the heart, which has caused scars in the heart and heartbeat problems. Now, these can be diagnosed very easily in case you are using the techs. The wearable techs are in form of the smartwatches. We spend so much on the mobile, but we forget that there is an accessory available along with the mobile, which can where you can download an app, and this watch can help you realize how much heartbeat is there, how much variation of heartbeat is there, how much is your oxygen saturation, how much is your blood pressure. This can guide us through that. The Apple Watch that we wear, has a very good correlation. It has an FDA approval for an arrhythmia known as atrial fibrillation, which is the irregular heartbeat, which is very common nowadays, and it can be picked up very nicely. It gives you a very beautiful, EGM, electrogram trace, and you can send that in a PDF form to your doctor, and they can make an instant diagnosis why your heartbeat is varying, whether it is getting slow, whether it is getting fast, whether it is getting irregular. Along with that, these wearable techs, we have diagnostic devices, as you well said, that the diagnosis is available with us. We have wearable diagnostic devices in form of external loop recorders, ambulatory BP monitoring things, which can, you can go around up to 7 days.
Sure.
They can give us the monitoring of how heartbeat is behaving, how blood pressure is behaving. And we have small devices which are very handy, which take up to 12 lead ECG. So if you have chest pain, which is the most common symptom of heart attack, you can actually record 12 lead ECG immediately at home.
Okay.
And send that to the doctor and have an early diagnosis.
So
these
can you tell us though, so this is all the incredible tech, as you're saying, that exists that we can wear to track any kind of issues that are coming in. That's incredible.
Yes.
Can you also tell us, as you're the expert over here, what is the interesting, exciting for you, if I can even use the word, technology that you're seeing coming in when it comes to the surgeries that doctors like you can conduct? The AI, is the AI helping you in different ways? Are there new personalized treatments? Just give us an overview of that.
Well, AI has beautifully transformed, especially in cardiology, our diagnostic values and how we treat the patient. You know, in case I tell you that I can get an ECG done today and I can predict whether in next 15 days a patient is going to have a heart attack, or 15 days, we can predict that whether patient is going to go into a heart failure or have an arrhythmia. There are algorithms available. We've analyzed the raw data of lakhs of patients and found out through this algorithm how we can predict an event which is going to happen 15 days in future, so that if I can predict it today, then I can treat the patients early. I can put them on preventive medications so that this
Dr.
event
Arora,
is
is that what the
averted.
Curis score is all about?
Well, Curis score is different. It is just to analyze a risk stratification. We know coronary artery disease is fulminant in India because diabetes, we are the diabetic capital of the world. And diabetes is the most important risk factor for coronary artery disease. So Curis score just calculates all the risk factors, modifiable as well as non-modifiable risk factors, and draws them together to say how predictable it is today that you will have a heart disease in future, maybe around in 10 years, how predictable it is. So it just gives us an analytic data. It is helping us to keep a
So
score
just for the
on that.
benefit of
And
our viewers, for those who have a family history, for example, of heart diseases,
Absolutely.
etc., you get a Curis score and it tells you over the next 10 years how likely are you to get a heart attack, like 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. And you can talk to your doctor, make changes to your lifestyle, to your habits and your medicines accordingly, which I think is great. It's path-breaking in a way.
for coronary artery disease, we have modifiable risk factors and non-modifiable risk factors. The non-modifiable risk factors are the one you are saying, that is our genetics. If you have a family history, especially a young person in our first family has a heart disease, Indians and males. These are non-modifiable risk factors. You cannot change that. But then there are modifiable risk factors. Like you can control your diabetes, you can control your hypertension, you can go to no smoking, you can have exercise as a protocol in your day-to-day activities. You can eat healthy food. Garbage that we eat nowadays is really bad. You can go on to healthy food. And then most important is the management of the stress. And how you manage stress is by me time. Take out 40 minutes of me time in 24 hours. Spend it with yourself. You have to live with yourself for throughout your life, So try loving yourself. Spend that 40 minutes just doing what you enjoy. You enjoy just sitting in a room, quiet room, reading a book. Please do that. You enjoy listening to music. Do that. You enjoy doing meditation. Please, 40 minutes, close the room, go off to meditation.
That's something that shouldn't
trust
change
me.
with the calendar. That should stay. That should not be a 2025 trend. That should
Absolutely.
always stay.
Absolutely.
But can I also just ask you one question? 2024 was also a year which saw a lot of young people getting heart attacks. Is there an analysis being done on how this is preventable in the years to come?
Absolutely. Actually, what we called as a heart attack in the young was actually sudden cardiac arrest, because most of them died, they didn't arrive. See, 95% patients survive from heart attack. 95% patients don't survive from sudden cardiac arrest, which occurs because of the irregular or heartbeat, which becomes absolutely very fast. My friend calls it bijli ka locha, heart ki bijli ka locha. So it becomes an irregular and faster heartbeat coming from the lower chamber of the heart. Now that can be diagnosed early. We can predict in patients who can have sudden cardiac arrest. There are ways to predict it by genetic testing and a simple test of an ECG. ECG, 12-lead ECG, which is available everywhere, can diagnose that. And at this note, I would want to say that let's make 2025 more of preventive health checkup rather than giving gifts to your loved ones. Buy a preventive health checkup and give it to our loved ones. Every corporate hospital has a very, very good program where preventive health checkup is very good. In Indraprastha Apollo Hospital, we have a pro health checkup program, and it is from head to toe you can get your health checkup done. But with the heart, it is absolutely good to diagnose early. Prevention is better
for
than
overall
cure in
body
heart.
parts. Actually, early diagnosis is the key here, and the real takeaway from this point and from everything you've said is the fact that make 2025 a year of you understanding your body better. Prevent the fire, don't react once the fire is already there. If that is a note that one can take on. Thank you so much, Dr. Arora, for joining us with all those things.